Yo RX back with another recap of UFC 294. Terrible fucking card. Like, I'll just get to the point immediately. Really terrible card. Like, mainly every fight was either forgettable or was not good. Like, there might be one, I would say maybe 2 or 3 highlights. The rest were just forgettable or bad. So, really disappointing card. And on paper, dude, you got a really good card here. But when everything here is pretty disappointing, it makes what this card is. So, if that shit was being so fucking early, I'm even a little more salt on the wound. But whatever. What can you do? We have good cards. We have, I guess this is what we get for having 2 pretty good Apex cards back to back. So, yeah. And I'll say right now, those 2 Apex cards were better than the Bobby Green, Grant Dawson card, and the Edson Yusuf card were better than these cards. I know that sounds fucking mental, but I think that, and so, yeah, I don't know, very frustrated and disappointed with this card, but what can you do? Besides, let's recap it. I'll recap the good, the bad, and the downright fucking ugly. So, mainly everything. But, yeah, enough talk, let's recap some fights, and, yeah. So please like, comment, subscribe. 50 subs goal by the end of the year. I highly doubt we ever hit that at this point, but I can dream. So, enough talk. Let's recap some fights. We had a lot of prelims and not many good ones. At the beginning of the night with a fight that was fine. I was hyped for it on paper. Disappointed by it in execution. As we got Magomedov versus Bruno Silva. Like I said, very underwhelming fight. In round 1, Shara did pretty fine work. He did good work. He won the round clearly. And then round 2, he was doing more good work on Silva, fucking hurting him on feet some, all that. He did get taken down some. I'm pretty sure this was the round that started, but he still won the round pretty clearly. And then round 3 was the best round for Bruno Silva. He was able to take Shara Bullet down a bunch of times, and had some control time, but still I think Magomedov won that round, and the judges agreed and said 30-27 Shara Magomedov. So, yeah, not very much to say. Fine. It was a fine fight. And let's talk about the guy who was the star of the fight. On going into it and leaving it again, he did fine. Sharabutdin Magomedov. He looked fine. His biggest worry should be his ground game, because he got taken down pretty easily in this fight by a guy who's not really known to be a wrestler. That's not a good look, but besides that, his striking looks pretty crisp. Not being able to drop Bruno was kind of a bad look when GM3 and Burn Allen did it, but I'll give you benefit of the doubt. His striking looks pretty solid. It's just his ground game was very not solid, and if he doesn't get that fixed immediately, especially in the fucking middleweight division, we're gonna have some problems. Because especially even with the unranked middleweights, you got Bo Nickel, Rodolfo Vieira, Andre Petroski. Yes, he has no chin, he can still wrestle. John Young Park, Andre Muniz, who I think he's still ranked, but still, Brennan Allen, Paul Craig, a lot of wrestlers in that division, and if Shara does not get that fucking wrestling at least somewhat better, then he's gonna lose some fights. But he was able to escape this one off his striking, and he looked fine. So he was able to keep his O against a pretty tough opponent in his debut. Good win. Could he have looked better? Yes, but he looked fine. He looked like a guy who needs to, he's still kind of green, but overall he's not a bad fighter, so, yeah. Overall, fine debut for Magomedov. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, because I heard him say, because his name was Sharabutdin. Yeah, Sharabutdin. Oh yeah, Sharabullet. So, yeah, fine debut for Shara. He looked fine, and he fixed that ground game. Javid Bruno, gonna say very little here. He took an L in a fight he was meant to take an L in. Go back to the drawing board, fight someone else, get back on track probably. He's a good fighter. He just had nothing for the striking of Shara, which is definitely understandable. And yeah, go back to the drawing board, probably be back sometime next year, and go from there. No, Bruno's a good fighter. He was meant to lose this fight, and he does have a certain, I think he has hit his ceiling. He's a good fighter, good unranked fighter, but he'll never be able to, like, be on the level of, even like when we're talking about unranked fighters right now, Joe Pyfer, Gregory Rodriguez, Jun Yun Park, Bo Nickel, those, like, he's more like Chidi Njokuani, who's another decent one? Michael Oleksiejczak. He's like there, he's fine. He's a fine fighter, but he's never gonna be able to like jump to that next level, so but what can you do? So sorry. And yeah, not very much more to say about this fight besides who should they fight next. For Shara, a lot of options. I wanted to give him a step back in competition since he looked so beatable, or do they give him a more competitive fight? There's some good ones. Julian Marquez would be a challenge. Michael Oleksiejczak would be a challenge. Chidi Njokuani would be good. Phil Hawes ain't a terrible one. Phil Hawes is a very beatable fighter. GM3 is literally the king of testing people. I can't believe I forgot Fluffy Hernandez when I was talking about wrestlers. Jesus. You know what? As crazy as it sounds, I don't hate that GM3 fight. Like, GM3 is the king of testing fighters. Let's see him test Shara, man. I don't hate that, because, like, again, like, there's some fights you do. I saw a couple people say Chidi. I don't hate that, but why do that to Chidi? Phil Hawes, you could deal with Phil Hawes, kind of shitty. Bruno Fiera, I heard, that was not terrible. Petrosky, he could beat up pretty easily. Brad Tavares is always an option. But I like the GM3 fight. I like the GM3 2-fight skid. He's just he's the unranked gatekeeper of the division, so why not give Shara the unranked gatekeeper? He should be able to beat him, or he's gonna get fraud checked like as shitty as GM3 is, he's fraud checked a couple dudes. So they fraud checked Muradov, and he bounced back kind of. So yeah, I like that fight, GM3 and Shara. I like it. Let's do it. And then for Bruno Silva, where is he? Yeah, just go back to drawing board. Not very much more you can do. Come back sometime next year. And who could he fight? How about... I don't mind him against Albert Duraev. That'd be a good fight. Or... Petrosky. I don't like, nah, I'm not the... Yeah, I like that Albert Duraev fight. Like, both guys were some pretty decently hyped up prospects and then took some L's. I don't hate that. Again, Phil Hawes is an option. But yeah, I like the Duraev fight. So, I guess do that. I don't see why not. So, yeah, let's do Bruno Silva and Albert Duraev. That fight never happened, so... I feel like that fight was booked. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that fight was booked at one point. It was, see, I am right. Yeah, rebook this fight. I think it would make sense. It even makes more sense now than it did here. And let's do it. So, yeah, not very much more to say. Pretty underwhelming fight to begin the night, but at least we got to see some interesting parts of Sharabutdin's game plan, skill, and if he doesn't fix that wrestling, he will lose. But if he gets that wrestling down, he could be a real problem in that division. Only 29 years old, really good striking. Let's see if he improves. And who should they fight next? I like Shara versus GM3, and I like Bruno Silva versus Albert Duraev. Magomedov and GM3 sounds like a good fight. It's a good test for Shara. And Bruno and Duraev, they both need a win. Let's see who gets it. Overall, fine fight to begin the night, and fine debut. After that, we had to our second fight of the night, and it was another just pretty average, forgettable fight. As we have our only female fight, I don't know what I said there, our only female fight of the night, Victoria Dudakova versus Jin Yu Fry. I said Frey on purpose, but it's Fry. Yeah, really simple fight to break down. In round 1, Dudakova won on the feet. Dropped Jin Yu Fry late, at 5 seconds left. Round 2 was all Jin Yu Fry. She was able to get to the ground, keep Dudakova there for most of the fight, or most of that round. And then round 3 was 1-1, and Dudakova just came out and was able to beat her on the feet. Jin Yu Fry did not listen to her coach at all, and pretty much just did not really fight in round 3, so she lost to clear 29-28. Yeah, very simple fight to break down, recap, and it was an easy fight to break down, because one fighter that's clearly better, that round 2 was weird to look at, but I'm pretty sure in a way I feel like Dudakova just took that off. She's like, if I lose this round, whatever, I'll be able to beat her in round 3, and if she did do that, stupid and smart at the same time. But if she didn't do that, then that's a bad look to lose a round to Jin Yu Fry, but I'll let it happen. I'll give her round for doubt, especially since if what she said after the fight, which I do believe, it's true that she had a fucking staph infection in a bad area. Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate in this one, so yeah, I'm okay. But let's talk about Victoria Dudakova a little more. Her first real UFC fight, and she looked fine. Her striking looked pretty good. Still needs a little bit of improvements, but looked fine. Her ground game's good. She didn't really want to wrestle here because Jin Yu Fry is a lot stronger. But overall, Dudakova looked fine. She's very young, only 24. She didn't get better. Her striking was a lot better than I remember it being in her Contender Series fight, because I'm pretty sure she barely did strike. But her striking looked a lot better here, and getting that dropping Jin Yu Fry late in the first, that was nice. And again, her ground game, when she fights someone who's not physically stronger than her, I think we will see more of it. Like we saw it on Contender Series, we'll see it again soon. And it looked fine. The little of her grappling we saw when she was, round 2, I just throw that away, because it seemed like she would just take that off. But the little grappling we saw in round 1 and 3 was fine, so yeah, I do think Dudakova is a very interesting prospect. If she keeps improving, which I think she, of course, will, again, 24 years old, I really think we can be looking at a top 15 fighter. She's very talented. If she can become a really well-balanced fighter, good striking, good ground game, she could really be an issue. And which it seems like she already has that, but to a very lower degree than what you need to be a top 15 fighter. Her striking looks pretty good. Her ground game needs a little more fine-tuning, but after you tune that up, I think she could be a top 15 fighter. And she's I'm saying that when she's 24. As Dana likes to say, how is she gonna look when she's 29, 28, 30? Yeah, I don't know. I like Dudakova. I think, again, I do think she's a very interesting, promising prospect. And I'm very interested to see how she does in her next fight. I'll give her benefit of the doubt for whatever performance. Staph infection and missing, which caused her weight miss. For that, I'm not even mad at the weight miss. She's 116.6 is not a fucking weight miss. I could not get that last pound to go away. I say when you're up, like, let's say for strawweight, 117 and up is a miss. 116 and a half is not, but that's what I think. But, yeah, good performance, fine performance by Dudakova. She'll get better. Let's see let's see how she looks without a fucking staph infection also, that would help. And overall, she looked fine. She looked like a decent young prospect. And that's all I really was guessing she would look like. So, yeah, good performance. And Virginia Fry, keep short and sweet. Please, God, cut her already. She is garbage. 38 years old, 11-10 record, 4 L's in a row. Looked terrible in all her L's. Cut her. Nothing more to say. Finally cut Jinyu Fry, one of the worst fighters on the roster. I never want to watch a Jinyu Fry fight ever again. All I gotta say. To talk about who Victoria Dudakova should fight next, let's see, where do they got her ranked? 39, okay. There's some options, there's some really good options. Let's see, 13-9. You got some options. Let's see, who though? Who? I would like to get a step up, but not a huge step up. Like, Elise Reed is not a bad one. I don't hate that completely. I don't hate that one. I saw a person or two say Demopoulos. I don't hate that, but I forget who oh yeah, I like Demopoulos and Pierre more. Kanaku is not a bad one for, Dudakova, I'm not a big fan. Jessica Panay is not a terrible matchup either, but I think that's a little bit too far of a jump for Dudakova. I think I like that Elise Reed fight. It's a step up, but not hugely, and she should be able to win this fight. So, yeah, I'd say Victoria Dudakova against Elise Reed. It makes sense. Dudakova should be able to beat Reed. Just use the same game plan Lupi Gordinia's used, and you should be able to get a win. So, yeah, I like that matchup. Victoria Dudakova and Elise Reed. Let's do it. If Montserrat Ruiz was not booked, I would say that fight, but she stepped in to fight on the next card, so, yeah. But, yeah, not very much more to say. I get why Dudakova had a pretty bad performance with a staph infection and all that, so I'll give her benefit of the doubt. But next fight, you gotta be clear, gotta be completely healthy, ready to go. I expect I expect Contender Series Dudakova, if not better, so, yeah. And only thing left to say is who should Dudakova fight next. I would like to see her fight Elise Reed. In UFC, you can cut Jinyu Fry. I think Dudakova and Reed it makes the most sense. So let's do it. And with that being said, good. Let's be honest, her real debut for Victoria Dudakova. After that, when the bullshit started on this card. Some of the worst reffing I've seen all year. As we have Mohammad Naimov versus Nathaniel Wood. So round one is a great round. Naimov clipped Nathaniel Wood early, hurt him pretty badly. Then somewhere they were grappling against grappling against the fence. Naimov hit him low. Which, okay, fine, and then I didn't think he threw another knee, which hit Nathaniel Wood clean in the stomach, solar plexus, which, fine, okay. I get it. Wood recovered just fine. Fight on. Late in the round, Wood clipped Naimov and hurt him bad, but they ended the round pretty close. I gave it to Naimov, and they're the judges. Round 2 is when the bullshit starts. Within the first minute, I believe, Naimov comes out and hits Nathaniel Wood low again, or Masvidal Darren Till style, and this is when you should have took a point. And he didn't. I don't know why. The referee's a fucking idiot. You should have taken a point right here. So, but he didn't. And then the rest of the round, Naimov pretty much just controlled Nathaniel Wood, which it should have been a 9-9 round. And then in round 3, Nathaniel Wood was able to get back on track, establish his striking, and win that round pretty easily. even with Naimov grabbing his glove, grabbing the fence, all that bullshit, he was able to win that round clearly. But because the ref is a fucking dumbass, he didn't take a point, and Naimov got the win. No matter what, Nathaniel Wood was not going to win this fight, but it should have been a draw. He lost the first 2 rounds, but he should have got a draw, because Naimov should have had a point taken away in round 2. Nothing else to say. So, terrible fucking reffing, lost Nathaniel Wood this fight. There's nothing more to say. Like, either way, a draw is not much better than a loss, but still better. And that's what it should have been. It should have been a fucking draw. The fact that this was a win for Naimov is kind of disgusting more than anything. So, just really dumb fucking reffing here. So, I'm very annoyed and disappointed with the ref here, but... And I'll talk about the reffing more later, because we definitely have a couple more... couple more times we're going to talk about the reffing. So, but, yeah. Terrible reffing here. I'm not going to give a fight idea for either. I don't want to do any of that shit. I feel so bad for Nathaniel Wood. This should have been a draw, but the ref completely fucked him. So, the ref completely just fucked him. So, the ref had a parlay on Naimov. Hopefully cashed for him, because he completely fucked Wood over for it. So, yeah. Complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Sorry, Nathaniel. You got fucked over, bro. You shouldn't even taken this fight anyways. You should have been fighting a top 15 dude. Whatever. Whatever. Cheater Naimov gets a bullshit win. After that, we had the best prelim, shockingly, in a crazy fucking fight, as we have Mike Breeden versus Anshul Jubli. For the first 2 rounds, pretty much Jubli just picked him apart, was able to beat him up from afar, hurt him bad a bunch of times, but he couldn't get the finish. And then round 3, Jubli was pretty gassed. He was pretty gassed. Breeden was walking him down. All Jubli was doing was shooting bad takedowns. And eventually, 3 minutes into the round, Breeden hit Jubli with a really nice, was it a right overhand or hook? Right hook. Sent Jubli down and pretty much out. Mike Breeden walks away with the comeback win. That was awesome. All respect to Mike Breeden here, man. Mad respect. Can't even be mad at it. He wanted that shit more and he got it. No, mad respect. Nothing more you can really say. All respect. And let's talk about Mike Breeden here first, because again, he was the star of this fight. Like, he's walking Jubli down, talking shit to him a lot, fucking Sean Strickland style. And eventually he was able to catch him with that hook, so really good shit. I'll be blunt though, Breeden is still a shit fighter. Like, he got beat up for 2 rounds, and he's still very hittable. He's still going to get knocked out when he fights a capable fighter. And he's not good, but he showed some heart, and all I can do is say respect. He'll make it another day, but he probably won't make it many more, because now he's gonna probably step up in competition and getting knocked out again. At least he got his win. I'm happy for him. He did some cool shit. One of the best fights of the night. Literally, maybe this, no joke, he literally might be the thumbnail, because there's not much else positive about this fucking card. But yeah, respect to Mike Breeden, man. Good win, but I doubt lightning strikes twice. And I talk about the opponent, Anshul Jubli. Not much to say, this dude's garbage. How the fuck do you lose to Mike Breeden? That should be an automatic cut. You suck. Like, first of all, how do you not finish Mike fucking Breeden? Dude's a walking punching bag. Like, fucking Alexander Hernandez could get a finish. What are you doing? And then, like, if you would have won a decision, it would have looked bad, but fine. You lost to Mike Breeden and got knocked out. You suck. Fucking cut him. He's terrible. He's literally terrible. So, yeah. To talk about who they should fight next, for Mike Breeden, yeah, he's gonna step up in competition. Who could he fight? How about maybe, yeah, I don't hate that. The one that caught my eye the most was Janal Ashmouz coming off a loss to Chris Duncan. Yeah, it wasn't his best point, but still, he took the L, and now he needs to get back on track. I don't hate that fight for him. There's a couple other ones. Charlie Campbell's not a bad one. Kurt Halabaw's not a bad one. Fucking, Machate needs to win. Fucking a couple ones, but I like that you're not Ashmouz's fight. I think that's a good fight. Good step up for Breeden, and I don't see why not do that fight. So, yeah, not very much more to, and like, sorry if that was loud. 1 second. But yeah, I like that fight, and for Jubilee, like I said, cut him. He's garbage. So, yeah, not very much more to say besides great fight in the third round, great knockout by Breeden. He got robbed of a bonus, by the way. And overall, who should Mike Breeden fight next? I would like to see him fight Janal Ashmouz. I think it would be a good fight. And fuck it, why not? Jubilee, get cut, dummy, you suck. Breeden Ashmouz, be a good fight, and congrats to Mike Breeden, man. Showed heart, looked good, kind of, and got the win. Good for him. So after that, we had to our fifth fight of the night, another pretty forgettable fight because it was not very good. As we have Sedriques Dumas versus Abu Azaitar. Pretty bad fight. Round 1, Dumas put him down on the ground, kept him there. Round 2, they were striking a lot, and Abu was doing better work. And then round 3, very close round, some striking, some grappling. Overall, Dumas did win it, and I wound a judge's scorecard on mine, and Sedriques Dumas walked away with a win. Another case of terrible reffing here, because in round 2, with round 1, Abu grabbed Dumas' hair while he was on the bottom and pulled him up to punch him. And then round 3, he grabbed it again to do up. I think he uppercutted him or some shit. So, yeah, he should have had a point taken away the second time he did it. But again, was it the same referee? No, it was Jason Herzog did that? Wow. Yeah, he should have had a point taken away, but he didn't, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Just a really bad night of reffing, and what can you do? But either way, at least Sedriques did walk away with the win that he did deserve, because he did win round 1 and 3, and yeah, another one in the win column for Sedriques. To talk about Sedriques real quick, he's not a great fighter, but maybe he's not a great fighter. His fight IQ is not great, because in round 2, they just were striking, and for some reason he never shot a takedown. And overall, his striking is not that great against someone who's a good striker. The ground game is fine. I don't know. He's a very green fighter. Maybe he can get better, but I'm not sure. He's just very green at the moment, and yeah, he's just not that good. So maybe he's better, but if he's having underwhelming performances against Cody Brundage and Abu Azaitar, what is he gonna do when he fights higher level guys at middleweight, no less? So yeah, it might end pretty bad for Sedriques. Which is good, because fuck him, he's a piece of shit. But, yeah, not very much more to say on that. To talk about his opponent, Abu Azaitar, I really don't know what to say about Abu. Will he actually fight within the next 2 years? I'm not sure. I say probably cut him. He doesn't fight. Like, if he actually fights again in a reasonable time frame, then yeah, don't cut him. But if he takes another, like, if he does not have a fight booked by like the middle to end of the summer, fucking next year, cut him. So, and I doubt he has a fight booked by that point. So he's a bad fighter anyway. He has a very bad gas tank. His striking is not that good. His ground game's terrible. He's just a pretty shit fighter, and he's 37 years old. So just nothing that great to say here. Besides, he's just not a good fighter. Like, yeah, just really little to say here. Besides, he's just not very good. No fight reviews here, because I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, the only thing I can give you is pretty bad fight. Dumas is a very green fighter. Azaitar should probably get cut. And, yeah, bad reffing again. Not really anything else to say. After that, we had a very weird fight in the bantamweight division. And we have Javid Basharat versus Victor Henry. In round 1 is a very close, good round. I gave it to Basharat. I think most people did. One judge did give it to Henry, which is understandable, but I did give it to Basharat. Then in round 2, 15 seconds in, Basharat threw leg kicks that hit Henry, the high on Henry's inner left side, but it moved or hit something, and it fucked Victor Henry's day up. Like, it fucked up something moved or got hit, and that man's nuts were in pain. To the point where they had to stop the fight. That's why it was no contest. He got carried out the octagon by his coach. He was vomiting in the locker room after, and he went to the hospital for it. So, and he was not acting. I'll give him that. Everything he was doing is legit, as legit gets. So, I feel bad for him, man. I feel fucking bad for him. He got his nuts fucked up. But, yeah. All like speedy recoveries, Victor. Hope you're doing okay. I've not heard any news in a while, but hopefully everything's good. We see him back in there sometime soon. And yeah, it becomes really sad to see, but part of the sport, man. And Javid did nothing wrong. He threw a kick, fucked something up. Happened. All I will say is rebook this fight whenever Victor is ready to fight again, and heal up, Victor. Heal up, brother. Not very much to rebook the fight, and let's move on. After that, we had one of the weirdest fights of the night. A fight that went nothing like I expected it. And we have Trevor Peak versus Mohammad Yahya. For 3 rounds, Yahya pretty much did not fight. Like, he pretty much just stayed on his back foot, defending punches and takedowns, and he lost. I'm not really sure what his game plan was, cause like all Trevor Peak did was fight kinda smart, and I guess that mentally fucked him up or something. I'm confused, but yeah, pretty much Yahya did nothing for 15 minutes and lost a clear-cut decision, which is far from what I would expect to say with a Trevor Peak fight. But that's this card, man. Talking about Trevor Peak first, not really much to say. I guess he's gonna fight smarter now, which is good and bad. It's good because he is not a bad fighter. It will help him. It's bad because no one wants to see that shit. We want to see a dude we've seen in the first 2 UFC fights who's just a psychopath and is gonna try and kill someone. So, kind of lame that guy might be gone for a minute. But whatever. Yeah, do what you gotta do to get better, and sorry. And maybe this starts something really good for Trevor, so yeah. I'm sure what to say here. He fought so weird, it's not even funny. And then for Muhammad Yahya, there's even less to say. This dude did not fight. Did a moment get to him? Is he just not that good? I don't know. I think it's the mix of both. He's not that good and a moment did get to him. But you never know, so all I can say is he has to have a better performance in his next fight, or you get cut. Then the UFC might get forced to cut him now, because that was kind of embarrassing. So that was a terrible performance from a dude who was from UAE. Like, he was meant to probably like get the win. Fucking the crowd's gonna lose their shit, but then he just does not fight for 15 minutes and loses the decision against Trevor Peak. So yeah, very weird performance all around, but what can you do? And the only thing left to do is say who should they fight next. For Trevor Peak, you have some options back in the win column, get a pretty decent win, fought pretty smart. Who could he fight? I don't hate that fight. I just saw it, and after I thought about it, I really liked it. Fuck it, I like it. I say do Trevor Peak versus Machate. Where Machate needs a win badly. He's on a 2-fight skid. Trevor Peak just fought pretty smart to a win. Fuck it, Trevor Peak and Machate. That's a banger fight. Machate fights like a fucking psychopath. Trevor Peak will probably fight like Trevor Peak. I say let's do it. That'd be a great fight. Let's book it. And then for Muhammad Yahya, let's see, can I even find this dude? Where the fuck could he even be ranked? Again, not really sure what to say about Yahya. I'm betting I get Abdul Karim Swaldi on the card. But yeah, not really sure what to say about Yahya. Again, he didn't fight. He just did not fight. Why, they got the motherfucker ranked below. Maybe I passed him already, I wouldn't be shocked. But god damn, man. Where is this fucking guy? What? Okay, Tapology. Where is the guy Trevor Peak just beat up? No, I had to have passed him. Oh, he's not even fucking ranked. Oh, yeah, that would explain it. So, whatever. Yahya fights a super step down, someone who's not very good, on the edge of getting blocked or cut. Yeah, let's do that. Not really much more to say. Very weird, underwhelming fight. And who should they fight next? I like Trevor Peak versus Machate and Muhammad Yahya in a giant step down. Peak and Machate sounds like a great fight to me. Weird performance, very disappointed, whatever. And now for the last prelim, a fight that was very weird. Wow. Whoa. That's a weird scorecard. I was not expecting that shit. Our last prelim was Mohammad Mokaev versus Tim Elliott. Pretty good fight. Round 1, very close. I gave to Mokaev. Round 2, I think a little more clear for Mokaev. And then round 3, like, a lot of wrestling and striking. And like very low striking, mainly just wrestling. And then round 3, Mokaev really started to take control of Tim Elliott, pretty gassed, and he locked in a pretty good arm triangle choke and got the win. So, good shit by Mokaev. Not the scorecards I was expecting. I'm okay with this. This is insane. Tim Elliott was going to beat Mohammad Mokaev if it went to decision. That's fucking sickening, to be honest. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if you want to give him a round, sure, you can give him round 1. How do you give him round 2? Very weird. I agree with Derek clearly, if anything. So, yeah, very bad scorecard here. But yeah, let's talk about Mokaev. The dude's really good, but this is just a really weird performance by him. Like, he looked very subpar, and he was the one I feel like who was actually like trying in this fight, paying attention, not fucking around. Tim Elliott was fucking around. Mokaev was ready to kill. So I'm a little shocked that he had such a underwhelming performance, but that's what happened. What can you do? Mokaev, again, I think I have the very good fighter. He just had a weird performance. So I'll give him benefit of the doubt. His first real test in UFC, and he passed it, but barely. So he got like a C-. So he's really good. His striking, he needs to get some striking, because he's so one-dimensional. You can beat him if you keep it on the feet. He needs some good striking. So if he can do that, he can easily be a champion. But right now, he's in top 10 now. But there's a lot of names that might beat the guy we see right here. So that'll be a tough road for Muhammad if he doesn't get better. And then for Tim Elliott, very little to say. Veteran fought a young prospect and lost. Nothing new. Elliott's done this before. Brandon Royval, Oscar Askarov, Davidson Figueiredo, Mateus Nicolau. It's nothing new for us or Tim Elliott, so nothing to be shocked by. He looked good, but he was not going to win this fight, so he could have. I said in my breakdown, I won't be shocked. But Mokaev is just a better fighter, so yeah. And the only thing left to talk about is who should they fight next. From Mokaev, let's see, who's not booked? Nicolau's not a bad option. I saw a couple people say that. That's not a bad option, because Schnell is fighting Ursig, Kopp's gonna fight Kai, Royval, yeah, Nicolau makes sense. Nicolau is the only one without a fight. I don't know who he could really fight outside of Mokaev, so fuck it. Nicolau and Mokaev makes a lot of sense to me. And then for Tim Elliott, he'll probably drop down to 11. Sumadurji's booked. He fought Tagir. Maybe Dave Dvorak he fights? Or Tatua. So something along those lines probably. And yeah, whatever happens, happens. Overall, not a great fight, a lot mainly just wrestling, but Mokaev did pull out the win in the end, and that's what matters. And who should they fight next? I like Mohammad Mokaev versus Mateus Nicolau, and I like Tim Elliott versus Dvorak, I guess. So yeah, Mokaev and Nicolau would be a really great fight. It would be a real good test for Muhammad. And Tim Elliott could beat David Dvorak pretty easily, so let's do it. Not really much more to say. Mokaev, undefeated, still. Those were the prelims. Very little good to talk about. This was fine, terrible, great, forgettable, ow, lame, meh. Not really much good to say. Then we hit the main card, which somehow has even less good to say. This is gonna be interesting. Let's talk about the main card opener between Said Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov. Very easy fight to recap. They did a little bit of striking when they started doing a little bit of grappling. Said locked in a choke and subbed Muin. It was a guillotine choke. He subbed him in a minute 13. So, yeah, very easy fight to break down or recap. I mean, slow striking, got in close, submission, done. No, not really that shocked. Let's talk about Said first. Said's all this proves Said is a really good fighter, something we already knew. He's still a really good fighter. He's only lost to two dudes in UFC for a reason. They're two really good fighters. So, yeah, Said's a beast, man. He's not as good as Umar, and that's a very high standard to get to. But he's good. He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. To talk about Muin Gafurov, not much to say. They gave him a harder fight after his debut and he lost. Shocker. He has one more chance left. If he loses his next fight, then he has to go, but he definitely deserves a step down. They kinda fucked him over, throwing him to the wolves again. So, yeah, Gafurov's a good fighter too. That's the annoying thing. Gafurov is actually a good fighter, just Castaneda, he did show that a little bit, but still took an L. And then in this fight, he showed nothing, pretty much, so, yeah. I think Gafurov a good fighter, just getting unlucky breaks, so, yeah. Not very much more to say on that. Only thing left to say is, who should they fight next? For Saeed, you got some options. Let me check the rankings, anyone he could fight. No. No, he's gonna be fighting out the rankings again, because I don't know who he could fight. Excuse me. Maybe Adrian Yanez, but who even knows when he's gonna be back? Who did I say Chris Gutierrez should fight again? Oh, Kyler Phillips. No, yeah, I stuck by that. Saeed. Saeed could fight Montel Jackson. I like that. That makes most sense. I really don't know who else he could fight. Yeah. Montel Jackson makes a lot of sense. Would be a good fight. Would be a good test. And so let's do it. I like that. Montel and Saeed. Like, I thought people say Saeed and Kyler. I like that. But Kyler, I would like to see fight Chris. So let's do Saeed versus Montel. So, yeah, let's do it. Not very much to say on that part, in that department. And for Muin Gafurov, I feel bad for him. He is a good fighter, and that's why I'm going to give him a step down. He does not need to fight another really good fighter. So who could he fight? Johnny Munoz would be a good one. Luan Lasarda. Fuck it, let him beat up Johnny Munoz real quick. If you can't do that, then you deserve to be cut. But, yeah, let him beat up Johnny Munoz. It's pretty easy, anyone can do it. Let's do that. Not very much more to say on this fight. Saeed looks fantastic, and Muin, I feel bad. Who should they fight next? I like Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Montel Jackson. And I like Muin Gafurov versus Johnny Munoz. Saeed and Jackson would be a pretty good fight. Gafurov gets an easy one against Munoz. Not very much more to say. Amazing performance by Saeed. After that, we head to our second fight of the night. The most predictable fight of the night. Won't even waste your time. Ikram knocked out Warley Alves. Shocker! Let's just talk about Ikram Aliskerov, because this dude is really fucking good. Yeah, he's a problem. He's fought 4 minutes in the UFC, and he's looked great. This dude's gonna be a top 15 fighter. He is scary good. I can't wait to see him fight again. I hope they book him immediately. He is really fucking good. I can't wait to see him fight again. His striking's great. We haven't even seen his ground game. Don't need to see it. So, Ikram's a beast, bro. I'm very excited to see what else he can do in the UFC. Because again, he's looked fantastic. 2-0, 4 minutes of fight time. That's the problem on your hands. And I'm interested to see who's going to have to try and solve that problem next. Ikram is probably going to be a top 15 fighter. To talk about Warley Alves, really nothing to say. Respect for stepping in on short notice, but you had no chance, and I think you should be cut. The dude is, 37? You know, 32? Yeah. But yeah, he should be cut. He's not a good fighter. He is 8-7 on a 3-fight losing streak. Just cut him. Like, if you want to be nice and give him one more fight since he stepped in on short notice, go ahead, but I don't really see the point in it. I say just cut him, but if you want to be nice, whatever. I'm not, that don't got my vote. I say cut him. So, yeah. Not very much more to say. Besides, who should Ikram Aliskerov fight next? This is actually a problem, because I don't know. Who's in the rankings? No, Muin is fighting Chunyon Park. Fuck. You know what? You know what? Damn it! I forgot. Curtis is fighting Beirut. Finally, rebooked the Imavov fight. There you go. That gets my vote. Rebooked the Nathaniel Imavov fight for Aliskerov. Yeah. There you go. That got my vote. I don't know who else. Like, of course, you can fight an unranked guy, but who? I don't want to see him fight Joe Pyfer, Gregory Rodriguez. He could beat up Brad Tavares, but why? Like, rebook that Nasruddin Imavov fight. It was a fight that was meant to happen. Imavov pulled out because these issues. Fuck it, book it. I got my vote. Makes the most sense. I want to see that fight. Do it. And again, for Worley, I say cut him. Do they cut him? Probably not, because UFC is nice like that sometimes, but either way, he's going to lose his next fight anyway, so who cares? But yeah, Ikram Aliskerov is a fucking beast, and who should he fight next? I say rebook the Nasruddin Imavov fight, because that fight would be amazing. After that, not gonna waste your time with this. All I'm gonna say is fuck that doctor. He's a fucking idiot. And all I'll say is rebook this fight for $295. The Jones and Stipe card. It needs another big fight on the main card. This is it. No one really took much damage. Johnny's little cut will probably heal within a fucking week. Rebook this fight for $295. We want to see this again before the end of the year. Don't fucking put this in February or some shit. $295, 3 weeks. Book it. Nothing else to say. And now for the last fight, I'll in-depth break down. We have a fight that went far from what I expected. Shocker. Khamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. In round 1, Chimaev completely smashed Usman, 10-8 round across the board. Round 2 was a lot closer. Usman, it was mainly on the feet, and Usman did really good work. I gave that round to Usman, so it was 1-1, both for 10-8 in round 1. And then round 3, a very close round, but I think Khamzat took it. It, like, takedown late, Khamzat got it, and I agree with the two side judges. I would have scored 29-27 Khamzat. Or I wouldn't have gave Khamzat round 2. My bad, I agree with Derek clearly. 1-3 for Khamzat, 10-8 in round 1, 29-27. That's how I scored it. Really bad performance by Khamzat here, but I'll give him benefit of the doubt. If his post-fight interview is true of what he said, because I believe it is, he's mentally not all there because of the wars and places. I'm not going to get into all that shit. That's a can of worms that I'm not talking about here, there, or anywhere. I talk about fun shit. I don't talk about that shit. That's that. So if Khamzat is really that mentally fucked up about that, I'm very sorry to hear that. And I hope he can clear his mind before his next fight, because yeah, it sucks to hear that's why he was at least it makes sense why he had a bad performance. It's not just what reason A or whatever. So, but yeah. But how good is Khamzat that he still beat Usman pretty soundly with a fucked up mind? That's how good Khamzat is. Jesus Christ. And yeah, he's in the next title shot. He's gonna fight Strickland, and if he goes in there with a clear mind, ready to beat Khamzat again, Strickland might get fucked. So, I'm interested. Khamzat's back. Hopefully he fights again before the end of next year. So, yeah. And then for Kamaru. It's weird seeing him lose. That'd be 3 in a row now. He's not gonna retire, even though he probably should. I guess he's gonna stay at middleweight and fight, which is weird. So if he stays at middleweight and fights, there's some ideas. There's definitely some ideas. So if he stays at middleweight, then cool. But definitely got some questions. So, he didn't look bad, but how would he have looked against a clear-minded Khamzat? Probably a lot worse. So, yeah. But, yeah, not very much more to say besides who should they fight next. So, like I said, of course, Khamzat's going to fight Sean Strickland. But then who does Mr. Kamaru Usman fight? I say Robert Whittaker. Because why not? Whittaker fucking Rob's in a really weird spot right now. He is he's just kind of casted out of the top dogs. Cause now it's gonna be Khamzat, Sedriques, Izzy, Strickland. He's kind of completely just an outcast. So it's really weird. And so is Usman at welterweight now. So I say do that fight. Besides that, I really don't know what else you could do. Yeah, fuck it. I say do Rob and Usman. And that'd be a great fight. It makes a lot of sense for both. Both guys are getting up there in age. And let's do it. So, I would love to see that fight. Book it. Not very much more to say. Really underwhelming performance by Khamzat, but it makes sense. I hope he gets a clear mind for his next fight. It always sucks to see someone talk about their mental issues. That is a real thing. And sorry to hear that, Khamzat. Fucking God, hope your mind clears up, brother. And who should they fight next? I'm excited to see Khamzat fight Strickland, and I would like to see Kamaru fight Rob. Both make sense. Both are big, good fights. Let's do it. And now I'm going to say 3 things about this fight, and that's it. Bad stoppage. Give him full camp. Off the couch. All I'm going to say. Not going to say another thing. I said enough things on Twitter. I don't want to get into a rant. Those 3 things. Bad stoppage. Give him a camp. Off the couch. All I'm going to say. Boom. That's the recap. I'm not gonna go over my picks. I don't give a fuck. There they are. I did terrible. Here were the performance bonuses. I don't know how Mike Breeden didn't get one, but UFC. And, yeah, very bad card. Just a really bad card. Reffing was terrible. This was bullshit. Fucking, and this was bullshit, and I really skipped. This was bullshit, and then doctoring. The doctor said Victor Henry was fine. The doctor ended the Johnny Walker fight. What the fuck were they smoking down there? God damn. Judging was fine. If all the fights that went to decision, yeah, I agree with all the scores. I don't disagree with any of the scores we saw. And, I disagree with the Mokaev score, but that we didn't see that actually go to decision, so. But, yeah, just really, really bad reffing and doctoring on this card, and it really, 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 really hurt the card, which sucks, but what can you do? One of the worst pay-per-views of the year. Real disappointment. Hopefully 295 can make it up, and 296 might be the greatest card ever, so, yeah, not very much more to say. I enjoy the card, I hope you did at least, and now we move on to the next one, which is not next week, because there is nothing, which means the next time you hear from me is in 2 weeks, Friday, I think it's the last Friday of October, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm wrong, or the first one. In 2 weeks. It's not this upcoming Friday. It'll be the one after. The one right the day before Jailton Almeida versus Derek Lewis, which will be the next card. And you'll hear me break that down the day before. And you hear me recap it the day after, or maybe on Monday, 1 p.m. EST for breakdowns, 1 p.m. EST or 10 a.m. EST for recaps. 10 a.m. EST would be on Monday, 1 p.m. EST recap would be on Sunday. Boom. But yeah, unless we're gonna say something, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, sub. Tell me whatever you want to comment, what you saw the fights, picks, whatever. 50 subs goal by the end of the year. And as always, RX out. I could be a better referee than some of these guys.